Welcome to Module 2. We are going to discuss in this module COVID-19 and its implications on MSMEs with a focus on Africa. Let's get right into it. So there are critical disadvantages to micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. These disadvantages shed light on the impact made by COVID-19. They include, but they're not limited to, lack of economies of scale, low wages, lack of modernization, overcompetition, and low productivity. So understanding these disadvantages can help business owners and stakeholders choose more effective and efficient approaches to support MSMEs. So let's look at the key challenges to micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. A survey conducted by the Asia Pacific MSME Trade Coalition on the impact of COVID-19 on MSMEs in the region revealed that the pandemic's impact on small businesses has been immediate. COVID-19 related challenges are as follows: lack of operational cash flow, drop in demand for products and services. Businesses are closing due to the government mandated shutdown, reduction of opportunities to meet new clients, issues with changing business strategies to offer alternative products and services. So in this particular figure, let's look at the key challenges that we just discussed. Which ones can you relate to more? Some MSMEs have been impacted by all of these listed, and others have been impacted by one or two. Nevertheless, MSMEs have found it difficult in obtaining raw materials, providing logistics and shipping products, and workers are just not able to return back to work. So the impact of COVID-19 on African MSMEs has been great, has been very devastating. Let's look at the supply side of the impact. The capacity utilization drop, meaning the reduction of labor, the logistics and delivery restrictions, shortage of raw materials. On the demand side, revenue, opportunities, business losses, the opportunity to sell. Due to the reduced operations, low production rates, limited manpower, and temporary closures due to lockdowns, MSMEs businesses have experienced low opportunities to sell their services and products. This has also been created due to a reduction of customer demand and liquidity shortages. MSMEs struggle with accessing finances, loan options, because they're generally unqualified. And then, of course, others have led to bankruptcy. This particular chart flow illustrates the process for identifying credit constrained enterprises. Here are some of the questions that they ask, and if depending upon yes or no, fall into various categories. Now, there are a number of MSMEs in the millions who've been financially constrained, whether fully constrained, partially constrained, or unconstrained at all. And they vary in sizes, they vary in industry. But there's a shift in perspective that needs to be made in order to leverage unexpected opportunities. There's been an acceleration of digital transformation. Let's look at banks, for example. Banks have expanded their mobile services to accommodate the demand for more users. Many have streamlined processes. 96% of businesses have changed their go-to-market model since the pandemic has hit. And they're using virtual technology to engage with customers to leverage the unexpected opportunities that have come from the challenges due to the pandemic. Others have increased the economic efficiency with a faster turnaround time, and others have just transformed how they do business, whether it's direct to consumer food distribution channels or digital content for museums online. When we look at research and we look at surveys, this particular figure provides an illustration on the percentage share of executives who expect COVID-19 to be one of the biggest opportunities. It differs by industry, as you can see in this chart, whether you're looking at the industrial, basic material, retail, financial services, but nevertheless, executives, MSMEs, are hopeful that the opportunities will help expand and grow their business and their industry. In the past, we have seen many illustrations of companies who invest in innovation in a crisis versus those who don't, and the impacts of their recovery. Opportunities created by COVID-19 crisis can and will create additional opportunities for investors. Let's take a look at this chart here. This chart provides some illustration of those who not only went through the crisis and innovated, outperformed, but also outperformed in the market upward of 30% in post-crisis years. So it is very important for MSMEs, business owners, entrepreneurs to take a look at how to use digital technology and innovation now in the midst of a crisis to mitigate the impacts so that they can be on an upward trajectory of growth post-crisis years. So what does that look like? What are some things that need to be done? Well, there needs to be an enterprise pivot. This is a government initiative. The enterprise pivot is a government initiative that encourages MSMEs to adapt to the emerging business environment by pivoting or shifting to another business model or coming up with other products and services. Pros of pivot enterprise. Well, there's a lot of pros. One of the pros is that MSMEs can take advantage of e-commerce, digital technology to serve their clients. This means digital financing, selling online, having customer service be online, or delivering the service or product online. This is a motivation to produce demand-driven products, whether it's face masks, shields, personal protective equipment, to name a few. Now, the cons of pivot enterprise is that due to unskilled labor in information, computers, and technology, there's also limited infrastructures. And so MSCs are not equipped to fully pivot. This is a big challenge when it comes to that concept. And so, what is Africa's response to COVID-19? What does it look like? Well, we have to look at the economic and financial initiatives. We have to look at the policy priorities for African countries. We're going to look at the immediate priorities versus the short-term priorities, as well as the medium to long-term priorities. And that concludes Module 2. Congratulations on getting this far through the module, and we look forward to seeing you in the next module.